please.
For which movie?
And everything I do, people will wait in line to see.
Let's address the elephant in the room. I'm the hottest person in the world.
And if you disagree with this sentiment, I don't need your business.
Rachel Zegler just made the ultimate Hollywood mistake, mocking the very fans who built her up. Leaked messages from a private group chat allegedly show her calling Disney loyalists cringe, obsessed, and low IQ. Now, the internet's ablaze. The boycott is gaining serious steam, and the demand to recast Snow White is hitting a fever pitch. But the real shock: who leaked the messages? And Rachel's response, which might have just slammed the door on her own career.
If I'm going to stand there 18 hours in a dress of an iconic Disney princess, I deserve to be paid for every hour that it is streamed online.
I don't need your business.
The group chat leak hit X like a thunderclap. At first, it was just a few blurry screenshots, unverified, almost too outrageous to believe. But within hours, Disney fans had dissected every pixel. The verdict? The messages were real, and they were Rachel Zegler's. The tone? Brutal. They dress up like cartoon animals and cry over theme park parades, she allegedly wrote. I can't tell if they need therapy or a restraining order. And that was just the beginning.
Great. Okay? It's great. I'm honored. I don't know why I sound so angry right now. I'm honored. Am I a psychopath?
Insider rumors say the group chat wasn't just casual. It included several of Rachel Zegler's longtime friends, a former PR assistant, and a rising influencer who allegedly leaked the messages. And it wasn't random. According to a source who spoke to Pop Culture Now, the betrayal was personal. Rachel had been talking down to them for months, the source claimed. This was payback. Turns out someone had been screen recording everything. One screenshot in particular set the fandom ablaze. When a friend asked if she was excited for the Snow White fan premiere in Anaheim, Rachel allegedly replied, "Please, I'd rather eat glass than smile at another sweaty dad in a dwarf costume asking for an autograph." That quote spread like wildfire, shared over 100,000 times in a day. Fans branded her ungrateful, elitist, and Disney's biggest casting mistake.
You know, the original cartoon came out in 1937, and very evidently so.
Yeah.
Weird. I'm a narcissist.
I don't need your business.
In a strange turn, Rachel briefly liked a post defending her, only to unlike it hours later when fans started tagging Disney's official account demanding she be dropped. The move left people guessing. Some think it's part of a legal strategy. Others believe she's simply trying to wait it out. But the silence is only making things worse. Influencers, creators, even ex-Disney staff are speaking out. One former Disney social media strategist told BuzzPop Weekly, "You can criticize the studio, the script, even the promo, but attacking the fans, that's career suicide." Even theme park TikTokers, usually the least political voices in the space, are now urging Disney to release a statement.
Studio released their Snow White remake starring Rachel Zegler, and in the process shattered more little girls' dreams than Harvey Weinstein. That's why no one bothered to show up. Empty theaters across the country tell the true story about this crime against cinema.
While enjoying the vibe and excitement of the streets of London.
Meanwhile, conspiracy theories are spiraling. Some believe the leak was a calculated move from inside Disney, a way to cut ties with a sinking project without officially firing anyone. Others claim Rachel's own team tried to flip the script, accusing a former assistant of fabricating the screenshots using AI. But digital forensics experts have already weighed in. The messages look legit. Things hit another level when a verified voice actor from a classic Disney film tweeted, "I've met Walt Disney fans my whole life. They're weird in the best way. Without them, none of us would have careers. Shame on you." That post exploded, and suddenly fans were tagging every major Disney star, demanding they take a side. So far, crickets.
The lead actress of the film decided to sit in an empty theater so she can watch her name flash on the screen as she squealed that her film was #1 for 6 days.
And here's the wildest part. Rachel still hasn't denied anything. No post, no statement, no lawyer-crafted denial. Just silence. And in Hollywood, silence isn't neutral. It screams. Because if these leaks are real, and signs say they are, this isn't just a PR blunder. It's career damage. Rachel Zegler was supposed to be Disney's next queen. Now she's standing in the wreckage of a box office disaster. Theaters are empty, critics are savage, and fans. They're dragging her like it's a public execution. Snow White didn't just flop, it cratered. And at the center of it all is a modern princess whose own words may have cursed the crown.
Rachel Zegler was a bad decision from day one. She can sing, I'll give her that, but she's got a lot of power, but absolutely no range. Plus, on the flip side, she can't act, and she's a smug big mouth, which even Disney now admits they couldn't control.
But before the chaos, let's rewind, because this wasn't how it was supposed to go. Once upon a time, Rachel Zegler was Hollywood's rising star. She wowed in West Side Story, won over critics, and was hailed as the next big thing. So when Disney cast her as Snow White, the buzz was instant. Sure, reactions were mixed, but there was hype. A bold choice, a modern spin, a new era for a timeless tale. But then Rachel didn't just reinvent the role. She torched the foundation. In interviews, she slammed the 1937 original, calling the prince a stalker, the romance outdated, and the whole story weird. It wasn't a reimagining. It was a full-on takedown.
Most importantly, Zegler is not fairy tale princess material. She is a four-flop phony and a pure Hollywood poison. Her first movie, West Side Story, bombed. Shazam! Fury of the Gods double bombed. Y2K, even a bigger bomb. And now we have Snow White, the biggest bomb of them all.
Rachel made it clear, this Snow White wasn't waiting for a prince, and she definitely wasn't dreaming about love. In her words, this version was about leadership, power, and self-determination. She even quipped, "God forbid a woman want to find love." A sarcastic remark that landed poorly. Meant to be cheeky, it came off cold and dismissive. Instead of reimagining Snow White, she seemed to reject her entirely. Love, once the heart of the story, was treated like a punchline. Fans weren't just caught off guard, they felt alienated. The fairy tale they grew up with had been stripped of its charm and replaced with something that felt more like,
God forbid a woman dream about true love. We're all just sitting around here, oh, maybe I could be president one day. I hate men, I just want to be president.
Fastest way to tank your career, go out there and start running your mouth and trashing the original IP of the film you're in.
The feminist press applauded. But the internet? It erupted. Clips of Rachel went viral not just for what she said, but how she said it. Eye rolls, smirks, a tone that came off smug and dismissive. TikTok turned it into a feeding frenzy. Creators added sarcastic captions, reaction videos, and meme edits that spread like wildfire. YouTubers broke down her interviews frame by frame, turning every comment into evidence. Even people who hadn't seen the film were joining the pile-on. What began as criticism spiraled into full-blown cultural backlash. Rachel wasn't just a trending topic, she was the punchline.
Rachel Zegler is a loudmouth dope.
No, I've been getting a lot of questions about, how do I feel? Let's address the elephant in the room.
And everything I do, people will wait in line to see.
Think about it. Disney just spent over $250 million for a fairy tale hand grenade that went over budget, got reshot twice, replaced real actors with 7 CGI serial killers, booted the prince, banned True Love, and banished 2 of movies' history's most iconic songs. One of them just happens to be Someday My Prince Will Come.
What started as a bold reimagining of Snow White became a full-blown disaster. Rachel Zegler, once hailed as Disney's next star, quickly lost public favor after mocking fans, trashing the original film, and delivering viral interviews that came off smug and dismissive. TikTok edits, YouTube rants, and memes turned her into a symbol of Hollywood arrogance. Then came the leaked group chat, allegedly real, where she insulted die-hard Disney fans. The backlash was instant. Hashtags trended. Influencers turned. And Rachel's attempt at humor with a staged TikTok only made things worse, painting her as out of touch and in denial. Box office numbers were brutal. With a $250 million budget and $150 million in marketing, it needed $1 billion to break even. It opened at just $43 million and nosedived from there. Political comments, rumored behind-the-scenes tension with Gal Gadot, and fan fatigue sealed its fate. Even Disney is reportedly shifting course, rethinking future remakes and pulling back on heavy messaging. In the end, Snow White didn't flop because of the message. It flopped because the audience felt ignored. Rachel thought she was rewriting a fairy tale. Instead, the audience wrote the ending, and it wasn't a happy one.